Well, it's been another day of part design, part tinkering, part implementation, part with a little dash of frustration in there. Things almost never go as you initially think they would. So here, I showed you this yesterday. We just have a standard conclusion view, but now when you click, you get an editor. And I said it would be ugly, and it is, but I don't care because it's the beginning. So a couple changes. In my initial design, I forgot delete, which is important. Um, and I was going through and thinking about uh, the delete process and realized that you need a confirmation dialog on delete. It's nice to have it. And it's nice to put it really close to what you're editing, etc., etc. So when you hit delete, it says, "Are you really sure?" If you say never mind, it just closes itself. So it's not an overlay pop-up. It's all contained still within its little editor window, but you can do that. And if you hit delete, it will go ahead and fire and do the calls, and then in this view, it actually pulls up the editor layer and instantiates the appropriate editor, and then listens for awk deleted and awk done events that will be fired, and they'll essentially bubble up to the conclusion birth because that's the parent of the editor. So that way you can hit, when you're done, click that. So it'll go away and delete. We have things so you can pass in placeholder text and pass in this little text blurb at the bottom. You can initialize it with content. Actually, here's refresh this. So here's one initialized that has content and has this placeholder text set. This one just has, or the helper text. This one just has placeholder text. But it's empty, so it doesn't have the delete button. What I'm kind of wondering about now is save. Do you want an implicit save or an explicit save? And I'm kind of thinking explicit. It's, I do this, I'm done, yes, enter, and I can keep track of whether or not this has been changed. I can do a changed event, essentially set a dirty flag. And then when you go to close, it could pop up something like this and say, "Are you sure you have such and such, has been edited?" Like, yes, discard changes, or never mind. It's one of those things where it's more clicks, which I hesitate to do, but on the other hand, it's more deliberate and explicit. You're telling it exactly what to do and exactly how to behave. And doing things like an autosave or save on close. See, if I go in here and I edit like 1800 through 1900 or whatever, and I hit this little X, what I'm expecting it to do is go away and just discard stuff. Yeah, I just answered my own question. Really, when I start putting stuff up here, a little save button should pop in. So you got save, delete, X, and which means I need to put the text that says what it's doing probably down below here somewhere, maybe in the middle. Maybe put this up here, kick this up a little bit, maybe right here. I don't know. I'm gonna have to. Maybe I put it in the upper left-hand corner. Stick it in all four corners. Saving. Bleep. Yeah, well, maybe try that. Maybe put it in the upper left-hand corner and then the save button down here. And so I'm essentially writing the first one, not worrying too much about trying to extract things out, and to you just essentially just get it working and get the flow done, and then I'll go back through, essentially figure out what it should be now that I know all the interactions, and then rip everything out, put it all back together again the right way. And hopefully I can take a lot of the grunt work of this and centralize it, and then just extend that element and use it. So that would be really, really nice, especially when I get to some of the other custom elements. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure on how I'm going to do that, or what I'm going to put where. So I'll have to go figure that out. But yeah, in going through, I think this is typically going to be bigger. It's going to be 500 by 300 or something like that. It'll typically be nice and big, and the font size will be something like that. And this will probably get, shouldn't gesture with my fingers, this will probably be extended on the bottom, and then put child here, and then mother and father up the top. So there's a child to the birth, or something like that. Do some rearranging to get some more space in various places. But I think overall I like the direction. I like the ability to say, okay, here's this. Just click on it and to edit. It's like, okay, you're editing. Probably need a title. Oh, I'm editing birth date. Oh, okay, edit the birth date. Then save, or I'm done, and it goes back and it's all updated. And if there's nothing there, you just click there to add it, and you just add it. And that way, you just go in and you say, okay, I want a new one of these, and I go, new one of these, and you just fill in the boxes. It's about as straightforward as you can get, and you can see everything in the particular event. So I don't know. My gut tells me it has a possibility of working. How's that for hedging? But we'll have to see. I need to stop banging the desk and shaking the camera. Well, yeah, more implementation tomorrow. Hopefully I can get the save aspect working and everything flowing well, and so I can get a couple of these done and go back to working on other things. So take care.